Hello everybody, welcome to the Armory today. It's a beautiful day in Colorado and I am struggling to get over an illness. Someone had dared to get me sick and I am not at all happy about that, but life marches on and we will continue to march on. I'm taking a couple of days to try to get well, and yeah. So today I thought I would take a cue from our great friend to the north, the Redneck Preppy, and do a top 5 video. In today's top 5 video, I'm going to talk about my top 5 bolt-action Milsurp rifles. So sit back and I hope you guys enjoy the show. Let's get started. Alright, number 5 on my list of bolt-action rifles that I absolutely love is going to be the classic M95 Steyr Mannlicher straight pull rifle. Now, this one has kind of a unique history. This, to me, I believe is a vet bringback from either the First or Second World War. It's got a duffel cut that has been repaired, and it is all matching. It was manufactured in 1898. I don't know if... There we go. 1898, and it has not been rechambered, which is why I believe this possibly could be a World War I bringback. It is very unlikely it would have made it through the Second World War without being rechambered into the more modern 8x56. This still fires the original 8x50 Austrian rimmed cartridge. Now, these rifles are fantastic. They're a really fun shooter, but they do have a little bit of a punishing recoil on them. They are not the easiest rifle to shoot. The rifle weighs very little, and the 8mm cartridge is a very stout cartridge. Now, this is a straight pull rifle. There is no twisting of the bolt to unlock it. And this one is absolutely just butter smooth. I love that. They also have a manual safety. You can actually chamber around and put it on safe. This locks the cocking piece and it will not fire. You can also lock it in the fired position and it locks up the bolt as well. It is a really neat rifle. It is a lot of fun to shoot, but it does require a clip feed to accomplish it. So you have these clips. You load the ammunition into the clips as such, and then it just strips them out and it drops the clip when it's done with the bullets out of the clip. So one of the things that I have done to this rifle to make it a little bit easier is there is an adapter that you can install into the magwell to make it a single shot rifle. So that's what I've done there. Other than that, it's a really fun shooter. Now, this one is super unique because, as best I can tell, it is all original, and even with serial number 6263 Delta. If you come back here, there it is, 6263 Delta. This is the original stock for the rifle. And it definitely has been there and done that with plenty of battle wounds to prove it. Now, these rifles came in as surplus throughout the 90s and early 2000s, just by the truckload. But strangely enough, this is probably one of the rifles that I never see in the secondary market. Now, I know there's got to be millions of these things floating around the U.S. Ammunition is getting very hard to find. 8x50 is pretty much impossible to find, except for reloading it yourself. But the 8x56 was made by a bunch of different companies. I believe it's still made by PPU, but it is very, very scarce to find these days. And likewise, these rifles don't actually come up. They don't pop up at the gun shops like I would imagine they would. They were fairly inexpensive when they were brought in as surplus, and there's got to be millions of them out there, but I just don't see these at all anymore. So, number 5, guys, M95 Austrian Steyr straight pull. If you get a chance, they're absolutely fun to shoot, but hold on tight, it's going to take you for a ride. Alright, number 4 on the list, we've got the MOS Ant. Now, everybody knows the MOS Ant. It's the Russian garbage rod. But if you have the chance to pick up an original, unrefurbished MOS Ant, or a MOS Ant built in the COM-block countries, I would highly recommend doing it, because the shooting experience from an unre-arsenaled MOS Ant is pretty different from your garden variety 9130. The bolt is absolutely butter smooth. Now, this one is a 1948 M44 with the folding bayonet. This is all original from what I can tell. There are no force-matched or improperly stamped numbers on these. All the numbers match. All of the arsenal marks match. Down to, this is not the original stock. I have the original stock put away in my safe, because the original stock actually has the serial number imprinted on it. And I don't want to damage the original stock, so I found a really nice, gorgeous laminate stock to stand in for substitution, so this can be taken out, shot, don't have to worry about it getting bumped or anything like that. But this is an absolutely fantastic shooter. There are no markings of refurbishment on it, and this is really a spectacularly shooting rifle. It is a whole lot of fun. The action is butter smooth. The trigger is better than most, but still very Russian. It goes bang. But the U.S. has made ammunition for the MOS Ant ever since World War I, when we were contracted to make ammunition for the Tsar, and many rifles wound up in surplus, and ammunition has always been available. So shooting the MOS Ant is not an issue at all, ammunition-wise, but the prices on MOS Ants have really just gone through the roof over the years. This rifle, I do take out to the range, but not as much as I'd like to. It is in gorgeous condition. All the bluing is bright and clean, and this is actually one of my jewels in my collection. This one will probably never leave, but if you get a chance, MOS Ant is a fantastic rifle and very much worth shooting and inexpensive to shoot. So let's go on to number 3. Now, number 3 is not going to be a stranger to anybody whatsoever, except it has been sporterized. As most of you might know, my channel, I have no problem collecting military surplus firearms, and I have no problem buying and shooting sporterized rifles because, well, they're a lot cheaper than trying to find the originals. And nowadays, the prices of Milsurp guns has just exploded. So, in number 3, we've got the Mauser 98. And this is no surprise. 8mm Mauser. Everybody knows the Mauser 98 and then Mauser 98 family of rifles. It is really what changed the future path of all bolt-action rifles. And this one right here is a Czechoslovakian VZ24. It is not numbers matching, and I purchased it as a barreled action. Sadly, someone has broke off the screw going for the rear sight, and I've put it in just a basic Boyd stock, but a powerful 8mm cartridge and a really super strong action that has been copied the world over and has been used well beyond the Second World War by many militaries and state police forces ever since. So, Mauser 98. Now, for number 2, when the Americans encountered the first Mauser action rifles on the battlefield, they found themselves at a disadvantage. Although they did win, they knew they were outgunned. And in 1903, the U.S. adopted the 03 Springfield. Again, this is a modified 03 Springfield. I don't actually have an original 03 Springfield, but this is actually my dad's 03 Springfield. We did a scope mount on it and a vortex scope. Other than that, it is as it should be. Now, this is very similar based on the Mauser action. There's a lot of similarities to the Mauser, and there's quite a few differences to the Mauser action, but it is without a doubt heavily influenced by the Mauser action. And this rifle would serve the U.S. military for decades as an infantry rifle and into World War II as a sniper rifle. So, if you have the chance, 30-06 1903 Springfield. They're fantastic to shoot, very, very easy to shoot, and you can pick them up, at least in sporterized condition, for very little money. I picked one up last year Found it in a pawn shop for 200 bucks. So you can find them. If you can find them, shoot them. They're fantastic. 30-06 is readily available and very easy to find. And yep, check it out. You'll have a lot of fun. All right, let's get to number one. All right. To anybody that knows the channel, this is not going to be any type of surprise. But my favorite rifles of all the bolt actions are the P14 and M1917 series of rifles. This is an M1917 Eddystone. Fantastic rifle in fantastic condition. These are absolutely the smoothest actions. Now, the P14 was originally developed to replace the Enfield rifles in Britain's service, and the timing was fantastic because before they could finish that, war were declared. So the P14 never quite became all it could be. But while the U.S. was helping Britain make the P14s, the U.S. also decided to make the M1917 30-06. And this rifle is spectacular. Now, I love these rifles. I've got quite a few of them. They are excellent shooters, and they are deadly accurate. A lot of fun. If you ever get the chance, these are fantastic rifles to shoot. Again, 30-06 readily available. And they are probably the best trigger I think I've ever felt on a Milsurp rifle. They put a lot of energy into these, and really that never quite paid off. They were not coveted like I think they probably should have been. They are heavier. They're definitely, pound and a half heavier to me than most other bolt action rifles. They're hefty, but they have excellent rear sights. They've got a peep sight right there, and then a flip up long range battle sight, which is a really neat rear sight. They've got a really well protected front sight, and they're really just a great rifle. These can be found more than anything. You're going to find these sporterized. It's very difficult to find these nowadays unsporterized, and they are very expensive. But sporterized versions can be found pretty inexpensively, as I just recently showcased on the channel this one, which has had a competition style rear sight mounted to it, but it's still a really nice rifle, although not in military configuration, so it's not going to command the big bucks, but they are still fantastic shooters. So I would highly recommend looking into the P14 and the M1917 rifles. They are very much worth the money. So there's my top 5 list, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up button. Let me know if I missed your favorite rifle. Let me know in the comments. I love to hear what you all think. and what you all have and like to shoot. So I'll catch you later, guys. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next video.